Hello. Hmm. Wait, what? That should not be. Maybe. Okay, so that's the first weird thing. Why is this set? I guess that would have been this weird case up here. Oh, that's not a weird case. That's a normal case. Okay. Okay, so this is the one I put the stone on. It is not blocked. It is blocked to the east, but not um yeah. Hmm. So what's happening? Let me just explain for all the people who are here. You probably saw me reproducing the little bug with the lily pad stopping. They are stopping because this complex lily logic is getting into a weird case. And when when there's really nothing going on anymore, like everything has come to a stop, we don't want to keep generating transactions because that'll like fill up your save game data. So we we let things stop under certain conditions. Um, And it is prematurely stopping. And I understand why now. To some degree, I don't understand why it doesn't always happen. That's the weird part. So we set do stop up here. I guess that was in one of those functions. Where's direction? I forget if I can use that as a Boolean. Yeah, okay. Um, what should I call this? We'll just set temporary blocked. All right. That might solve our bug. Although not if I don't close the scope. Close the scope. It's not on Lily, it's on info. 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 Did I find that phantom recording playback bug? No, not really. It seems to be pretty rare, but we'll hunt that down eventually. This was just a more important bug. Because this actually... Oh, come on! Okay, I guess actually it's not that surprising if that didn't fix it. Because I ended up... Yeah, I'm actually not surprised that didn't fix it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to that new temporary stop spot. Sorry, temporary locked. Do you see that hitch? That hitch is me printing stuff to the console. That's how fucking bad the console is in Windows. Okay. And they still don't fix it. Okay, that's not where I cared about. So we print, we do that, do that, we do that. Wait, what? What? We didn't call that function. Maybe it was some. Maybe we set do stop somewhere else. What? Was? All right, info. It's already set to true. Let's get rid of this one. We don't need that. Wait. What? What is going on? Maybe like there's some completely other place that sets this. Okay. So we call stopped because it is blocked. It is temporary blocked because there is a skipping stone. Now that might even be wrong, but okay. This is fine. We stop it. We probably stop the neighboring. Yes, the guy behind him. Okay. Keep it alive. Next time, we're calling stop again. Same by the stone again. Oh, wait, why did I put a breakpoint there? What? Oh, wait, what? What? No, okay, there's a breakpoint there. So we're calling this again because we're temporary blocked. What happened to 22? Let's next time we get there. Okay, we're stopping his buddy. We're Doing probably temporary blocked again. Yes. So next time we will not be temporary blocked probably. All right. So this should be a newly initialized info. It does not say do stop. Um, it does say kicked and all this stuff because when we add it, we set that. Okay. So is it simply blocked? What is the target position? Moving direction east. Okay, this will say true. It should be blocked because the stone landed on it and what? Oh, because okay. Simply block that doesn't count other lily pads. So these cases won't go. All right. So so this lily is going west. This must be the guy to the east of that one. We are calling stop on that. That's fine. Um, oh shit. This is where it's happening. So we're like, hey, they're going opposite directions. What is other to block? If I spell it, never mind the blocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. Moving direction, flow direction. Okay, so that's fine. When we call stop Lily, oh my God. Okay, see, remember when all this said Lily dot whatever, and I was like, no, that's different. The reason I put it in here is because I was like, well, we know that Lily dot moving direction is not none, but actually we want to know if info dot moving direction is not none because there's this whole two-phase thing. It's a whole thing. All right, so okay, now we maybe fix the bug. Anyone in chat in Hawaii? Yeah, if you're in Hawaii, you better go climb the volcano right now. No, anyone who didn't hear about this, I only heard about this um, because I spend too much time on the internet. But like, there was a fucking 8.7 earthquake in the middle of the ocean. Not the middle, close to Russia, right? Fuck. How does this bug never get fixed? 8.7 is really, really, really big. 8.8. All right. That's quite a number. Remember, Richters are like decibels. Nobody knows what they mean. I could probably just set a breakpoint in here, actually. So info.flow direction and flow direction not equal to moving direction. That is true. Temporary blocked is true. Okay. You know what? I'm still not surprised this didn't fix the bug, though, because the fact that we were hitting that printout before sort of means that none of this is going to matter. 22. All right. So this is our one. None of this fucking mattered because it kicked was set, by the way. But this might matter in other cases, so it's fine. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so the problem is, so keep empty must be set, which means really what happens is so this is Lily transaction. So we want to go here. Okay, so this is where we get to. Let's just go back here. We'll make sure we closed it. All right, close time. It's still valid. We didn't like free it or something weird. Wait, revert transaction. What? What? Oh my God, guys. Okay. Oops. One of these days we'll make the code more correct than it currently is. One to 3 meters. I mean, 1 to 3 meters. A 3 meter wave coming up on land. That'll wreck some shit, dude. 3 meters. Okay, that was better, I guess. We need some little animation for that, probably. All right, now it is behaving as it should. Now that's a different one that we need to fix. That one's less important. But we'll look at that tonight after we take the W on this one. Much better. All right. We will write a comment and take the W. We're not running a Lily transaction and maintaining. Nobody calls. Okay. This was some logic added when debugging something else. When debugging something, turned out this didn't fix the problem, but might be necessary in some cases. The idea here is that if our Lily stopped, for example, due to hitting another Lily, but it's also an ocean flow that goes a different direction than how it was moving when it was blocked. The next turn, the flow will take over and move the Lily in the flow direction, so it might not be blocked anymore. So we set temporary blocked so that we are sure to try another Lily transaction when the empty transactions timer is expired. The reason this didn't fix the problem, the aforementioned, is because the bug was somewhere else and it turned out for the test case being inspected, anytime flow direction not equal moving direction info dot kicked was true, and this was also sufficient to turn on keep empty. However, I'm not sure that this is true in all cases, so I am leaving this here. Dude, it's the 29th. What is going on? All right. There we go. Be a good person and write comments that explain issues. Okay. You know, that would be enough for tonight. We might investigate the other thing a little bit. Okay. That is what we call a W. Let's play a little bit of cards, and then we'll decide after the cards. We'll at least investigate that other thing where the lilies cross over each other. But we want to do a round of cards. Because how else are we going to get to 2,000 wins if we don't play cards once in a while? You know what I'm saying? 19, 18, oh, 3, 2. That's good. 2, 3, 4, green. Oh, goody. 9 on 8, queen on jack. So we ignore the 0. The 0 is a debate. Because 1's way down here. Instead of putting jack on the queen, we put queen on the jack. Okay. 10 on jack. Or queen jack on 10, really. And then we get the 0 anyway. Red 10 on red jack, 8 on 9. We ignore this 2, which is also a debate. We get 21 off. Wait. Jack and 10 go on 9 over here, by the way. 8 on 9, 18 on 19, 3 on 4, 2 pop Shakur, and then, or maybe we just put 9 on 8 and get the 2. That's what we do. That's what we do. Okay. We'll take the 10. Okay. So do we want green 2? The answer is probably yes. 21 we also want, because 20 and 19 are kind of close. So 8, 9, what's our plan for that? There's 10. 10's under a juicy 2. 7. 7 looks... This red 6 is annoying. Could go there. All right, let's see. I think we put 18 on 19. And we collect our cards. Okay. Looking. What do we see? Looking. This is kind of soft here, but not quite soft enough. Okay, I might have to throw one in the middle. Here's the only real move that I'm seeing. Tell me if there's something better than this. 7 in the middle, 12 on the 13, 7 up, Queen Jack 10 flipped onto the 9. Queen onto Jack 10 9, and then we bounce that back onto the 8, right? Because we go there, and then we throw that back onto the king. Or actually, no, if we put the king on that, then we have king, queen, jack 10 9 8, 5 pops, and then we bounce it onto the 7, which is now on the 6. Okay, so this is ridiculous. This puts a lot of reds together, but we still have 7 arcana taking our slot. But then we have green king exposed, which if we lift for a moment, we can pop 1, but not 16, and then we die. Um, oh, but no, because in the process, we opened up 17, okay? Because we put all the 8 on the 7 6. So 16 goes on the 17, and then king comes. So we'll have 2 1-baggers, I think, right? Right? 5 doesn't pop with 7 up. 7 would come down, right? Let's do this again. So 7 in the middle, 12 on the 13, queen jack 10 on the 9. 7 is still in the slot. Now we pull 7 up. We put queen jack 10 9. 8 onto the king. No, king on queen jack 10 9 8. So that's all stacked here. 7 is up now, but we took everything out of the slot so we could put 7 down for a second, and that's why 5 pops. So we've got 7, king, queen, jack, 10 9 8. We move this 7 on the 6, and then we lift the 7 again for a minute. We bounce the king through 8 over there, and then we put the 7 down. We lift the green king up, 1 pops, 16 goes on the 17. King goes back down. Then we can put 16 17 on the 18 19. And we have 14, right? Which we can put 13 12 on there. And then our queen jack 10 9 can go on the king, right? That's pretty good. I mean, we still don't have a slot after all this. Why not just put red 5 between 4 and 6? Red 5? Because why is that ends our game, probably. What do you mean, why? How do I even do that? Am I missing something? 11 on 12. 11 on 12. 6 on what? Where 12? Are you saying 7 in the middle, 12 on 13, Where does 9 go, first of all? Up, maybe? And then 4, 5, 6 we can make. Um, 11 on 12, 13. 7 on 6. And then 5 comes down. That eats our slot, though, also. I like this other plan better because it's a lot more entropy reduction. But I do see, thank you for suggesting that. I do see that does do some work. And maybe I'm missing some additional stuff that would happen after that. Um, okay, so they both start like this anyway, right? This part is the same. So what you're saying is like 9 up, 6, 5, 4, 4, 5, 6. I don't know which one of those is better. Um, Probably 4, 5, 6, because then 19, 18 can go on the 20, right? Um, and then 11 on the 12, 13, probably, right? Or you could go the other way, but we want to get our slot back, right? Um, oh, wait, that doesn't eat a slot. And then I can still do the other thing I was going to do anyway, right? Um, no, it does because the 9 has to go up, right? So 9 goes up, 4, 5, 6, 11 on the 12, 13, 7 on the 6. 9 comes down and eats our slot. Okay, I'm still not going to do it, but it's a good suggestion. This one is just way longer in terms of entropy reduction. All right, boom, um, boom, boom. Okay, and then this is the part we got to not mess up. So we do this, we pop 5, then we lift it back up, we do that, we do that. Now we could actually, if we want to put the king somewhere, we could put 1918 on the 17 from here. And then king on the green queen, and then 1 pops. Um, or, I mean, the alternative is 19, 18, 17, 14, 13, 12. That gives us gold king exposed. Um, I don't know. So we could just pop gold too as well. We could go 19, 18 on the 17, queen on the king. Um, 7 back down, and then gold 2 pops. That gives us gold 10, which 9, 8 can go on, right? Which gives us 21. And gold 4 is exposed, which doesn't immediately help. So the dangerous thing about having a 7 in the hole here is the only places it can go are buried, right? And that's generally scary because then as soon as the board locks up, right, you have nothing to do. So we do like the idea of drilling down here because that does get us closer to the 8. But I just don't see this gold 4 giving us much action anytime soon. Because this is a lot of junk here, seemingly. Although the 3 is ready to go. If we had somewhere to put this, we would get 3 and then 4. All right, here's what I'm going to do. King. I just impulsively decided. May not have been the best moves, but at some point you got to do something. All right, so this is the state of our board. We've got 2 1-baggers. And the obvious thing to do is to swap our king here onto the queen. And then we almost can, like this green 10 could get us king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8s. But we need a little bit of space to do that. So the tragic thing here is we can't quite put this queen through 9 on. Oh, yeah, we can. What am I talking about? This king is open. So I think I saw that before and then I forgot, right? So this 2 is almost ready to go. This 2 will go if we move this 4 off it. But maybe we want this 11 for the 12, 13, 14 to get Bluetooth here, right? So 2 gives us blue 9, which is not immediately useful. If we get to Bluetooth, then blue 9 is more useful because it's on 3, right? So let's do that. What did I say? 5 on the 4, 12, 13, 14 on the 11. And then, we take this. Okay, that's pretty good. So this 3 goes anytime we want it. It gives us blue 10. 5, 4 pops 2 gives us blue 9. I'm gonna swap the king in. So we get gold 2 anytime we want it. We're gonna swap Rooney that. And then we do 9, 8, 7, and this all goes. Easy. You want me to do 15 on the right? What? 15's on the left. 15's on the left. Oh, red's going 5, 4. That's true. We also want that too, though, so maybe we just put the 5, 4. Let's do this. Let's trade that. Yeah, yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want. And then we'll do this. Um, I think we won. Not to, not to get too far ahead of my horses. All right, you know what? I want to play one more round. One more round. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. This queen jack is suspicious. 7, 8. Okay. Green 6, green 7. Okay. 20 on the 19. Jack 10. Okay, here's what we do. So here's what we do. We're gonna bury this 2 for a second, and that makes me sad, but we have 5, 6, 7, 8 either way, right? That's pretty good. So we can get green 6, or you can get 20, right? And if we put the 8 over here, then we either have 3, 2, which is really good, or like this red 2 under the queen, right? It's a little bit, the thing is, this jack, eh. Let's look at this. So we got 18, we got 19. This 8 is kind of antisocial right now, right? So 18 on the 19, 12 in the hole. Then we put 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 9 on the jack 10, which still doesn't give us the 2, but it gets us our slot back, right? Okay. So we've got this 6, 7 going on. I kind of want to get to the 2, also 21. And 5 ties 4, 5, 6, right? So let's think about that. What if I throw the queen in the hole? 2 pops. 4, 5, 6, 7 goes over here. 21 pops. 12 goes on the 11, right? That's easy. Didn't even see whatever that was. Easy. Easy. So we could put 10 blue over here, 8 there. And then these are stragglers. We ain't got no 2 green yet. We could get 2 green. 16 up. Queen jack 10, 9. $16 really is not in a good situation though. Third slot is very soft. Blue's in the hole. 20 to 18 go. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, yeah, no, okay. Like right there, we automatically can just fall back on that. So that makes that safe. So now we can look at, okay, put this 13, 7 over here. Actually, if we have 7 exposed, 8 in the hole, we pop 4, we make 6, 7, 8. 17 goes, and then 9. Yeah, okay, great. Great. Oh, wait, I didn't realize. Um, let's just do this. Oh, that goes on the 10 anyway. Like, we're just winning here, you know? We were told we were going to get tired of winning, and we're not tired of winning at this point. I'm just going to do this, right? Because why not? So gold 3, we would like. Okay. Now a bunch of cards fly off the screen. Now we're done with a whole color. Okay, we got to get 15 off the board. That's my priority right now. All right. All right. Pretty much all the remaining cards are good. All right. Easy clap. Easy clap. All right, let's debug this. Debugged. Glug. Glug. Could have finished on Magician. Well, Magician is on his lunch break right now. Chariot is kind of lame. I seem to get that one a lot. Maybe I don't understand why Chariot is not lame. Maybe it's like emblematic of all technology, the fact that you have nice wheels and can impress the ladies. So, what is happening is sometimes we can kick a stone at a lily and it'll cross another lily. So, we're going to do some cowabunga oriented programming. We want to detect the situation when it occurs. And I believe it is pretty easy. In this lily blocked by other lily, we probably don't check enough. So, see, this is where This is supposed to be a thing. So I'm guessing yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I guess one of these if statements is probably not kicking in. So what we can do, so what we want to do is we want to detect the situation and then um, step into this and see why this isn't detecting it, right? So here's what we do. This is my cowabunga oriented programming. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And maybe this won't detect the situation, and that'll tell us something, although that means we'll have a more protracted um, all right. Um, okay, that's our cowabunga oriented programming. I put my parentheses in the wrong place. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. All right. We don't need that breakpoint anymore. We don't need that breakpoint anymore. Actually, let's go here. Because this bug also reproduces easily on this one. We don't need that breakpoint anymore. We don't need that breakpoint anymore. Okay, wait, we cowabunga'd. I didn't even notice. There we go. So we caught the cowabunga. Okay, wait, that's not what I wanted though. Because that detected the situation when they're I guess we could filter out blocked, right? I want to try to get the timing reproducible. Okay, it was like, okay, we didn't cowabunga that time. So I am a little dismayed. Our cowabunga is not correct. That's bad. Well, it's not that bad. It's just we got to figure out why it's not correct. And it's really not happening as much as I would like here. There we go. Yeah, see, no cowabunga there. Okay. We're going to have a different cowabunga that is only valid on this level, right? Is there only two lily pads on this? This is why, though, the fact that that cowabunga didn't work is why cowabunga oriented programming is so important, because the goal was make sure we understand even what's happening in a place that we can detect it. And once we can do that, we can debug. But my guess about what was the state that we're looking for is apparently not even right. And so, earlier in my career, I would try debugging with vague notions about what's right like that, and it takes a long time to realize that you're confused. Like when debugging sessions take a really long time, it's usually because you're confused about what's going on. So you get unconfused as quickly as possible, right? Okay. It is getting to be bedtime. I had to wake up so early today. Um, all right. So like I said, let me do this. We're gonna filter that out. We're gonna filter that out. Um, so we're gonna get the vectors that these lilies are deciding to go. And are they opposite directions? It's pretty cool that we figured out all this linear algebra stuff. It's pretty cool. Dude, I understand why people would stop streaming. Streaming, wait. What? What? Why are they only at right angles? Okay, this is a disaster. Not really, because we're getting unconfused, but like... The good thing about cowabunga-oriented programming is we can just check it. So VA, VB. Why is this saying the dot product is less than... Oh, I meant minus 0.5, guys. I meant minus... I hope somebody caught that. I meant minus 0.5 because they're going in opposite directions. Yeah, streaming honestly kind of sucks. Okay. We have detected the cowabunga. Let's verify by... I'm going to hit continue, and we're going to watch them pass through each other, right? No. Fuck. Really? Really? Well, that's information. All right, well, we're still... Okay, we need to look at that then. We need to look at what else we need to check for to filter this out. Like, what? Oh, right. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. This check is correct. Because, like I said, I inserted it into a place in the code where it's before we check Lily blocked by other Lily. So in that case, we're cowabungaing and then we're Lily blocked by other Lily. So let's move the check down here. And that's not awesome, but because we're going to be later than we want. But then what we're going to do, I think in this case, we can just jump to this loop and do the loop again. And there's only 2 lily pads, and we'll just see. That'll be our way of... Like, I had wanted to put it up there because I was like, you know, I want to know... I want to then step down from there and see what's going on. But here we can... All right, see, that didn't cowabunga anymore. Because we moved the check to after Lily blocked by their look. Just going to keep doing this till we get it. It'll happen eventually. There we go. Wait, we didn't cowabunga. What? All right. Transaction log. Okay. Okay, what the hell was that? Lily 1113 Delta 100. Lily 1213 Delta minus 100. Is that not what I'm checking for? Oh, why did we not cowabunga? Okay, maybe it happens further down. This is information, right? So um I'm sure if I read the code, this is probably one of those cases of like, dude, if you just looked at the code, it would be obvious. So this stops lilies. So this adds move info, but all right. So here's what we're going to do. Instead of stepping down in, we're going to try to get a cowabunga down here at the bottom where we actually add the move info. If we get one, then we'll call lily blocked by other lily to see what the hell is going on, right? All right. I mean, maybe it's not even moving direction. Maybe that's part of the problem, but we'll try. We'll try putting it here. I suspect that this actually may not still catch it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. So like I said, I am not that surprised that this didn't catch it. But that's a clue. That's a really good clue. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to catch it down here in a different way. We'll see if we hit that frickin' cowabunga. This is what the life of a video game tester is like. They just do this all day, every day for their entire life. Okay, that also didn't. Now I'm really fucking confused. Like, what? It must be happening even later. Which would explain why we're not... Let's see if we do anything after this function. I would guess that we don't, but... Oh shit, maybe it's in conflict resolution. Oh, that would fucking explain a lot. Gosh. I didn't even consider. Will boulders be a uniform speed, or will they adapt their speed to the distance and motion of the direction? What's going on is like different levels have slightly different parameters. So we can adjust the speeds of objects for the... There we go! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is why we do cowabunga-oriented programming. That is why cowabunga-oriented programming is the highest orientation of all programming. We could have been debugging that for 2 days because we were looking at the wrong code. Can you show again? I mean, you could look at the VOD. I'm going to take that W and go to bed because I'm like yawning and stuff. But basically, what this is special code that runs like that lets us try to be more responsive to changing lily directions after they started to move, right? And you know, this is stuff that sort of creates results outside the normal transaction system in order to improve game feel. And when you do that, you have to be really careful that you don't break things. And I was insufficiently careful in this case. So I am happy to have located this bug. It's probably just like 5 minutes to fix from here, but I want to go to bed on a happy note after all these other things. So we'll delete our no check-ins. They have done their duty. He said duty. We'll delete our cowabunga 2s. We'll leave the gnarly. We'll make that the new cowabunga. All right. And then we'll make sure we still compile. And then we'll go to bed in a good frame of existence. It was gnarly oriented. I mean, you got to give the cowabungas credit for telling us. Yeah, see there we got our cowabunga. That's actually pretty cool that the save game state was caught right before that. All right. Thanks, everybody. And I'll see you later. How does fuzzing and property-based testing work in games? You feel like it would catch things like this autonomously. I mean, there is an equivalent of fuzzing for games, but the space is too high dimensional and like it's usually not useful. Um, Property based testing, I have no idea what that even is. Basically, so as AI gets better, you may have a better equivalent of fuzzing, because fuzzing in games is like just throw a bunch of just crappy input at it. But the problem is most input is too crappy to make anything interesting happen, right? So you want something that just hammers on all the systems of the game. And uh, having an AI that kind of understands what gameplay looks like and then can generate a bunch of like random ass gameplay would be better. It's just non trivial. You define invariance and the fuzzer tries to break it. I mean, we define invariance all the time by putting assertions in our code. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.